You're being targeted by disinformation networks that are vastly more effective than you realize, and they're making you more hateful and depressed. China is joining in with AI. Last month, the New York Times reported on a new disinformation campaign. Spamouflage is an effort by China to divide Americans by combining AI with real images of the United States to exacerbate political and social tensions in the U.S.
Hey guys, it's Gary Carburetor here with another sugar rush of wisdom. Today I will be teaching that there is no such thing as AI. In other words, AI isn't a thing. And that's going to be news to people because for a year or so, all society's been talking about AI.
Look, AI...
Make AI equitable for all in the state of New York.
First, it was the beginnings of AI. AI is here. Now people are talking about how it's going to affect our lives. And there's even horses now. I just might have an advertisement showing that. I recorded something a few months ago. Let's see what that is.
New jobs by 2025. These new age jobs will need skilled professionals to drive AI-backed innovation and lead sustainable business growth. Are you ready to become one of them? Over the decades, AI has evolved from simple rule-based systems to advanced machine learning algorithms that process massive amounts of data. We're witnessing groundbreaking developments that are revolutionizing all industries, from healthcare to finance, transportation, entertainment, and more. Want to be part of this high-growth domain? Let me introduce you to the PG program in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, offered by the University of Texas at Austin.
And people talking about it might put people out of work. This is the same thing people have been talking about for generations. There was a lot of talk about that in the 80s with computers coming into offices. Did that put people out of work? No, we're all just working on computers now. And there's a Twilight Zone episode from the early 60s that was about that. So AI not being real might also be news to people who maybe don't know exactly what AI means, what those letters stand for. But first, I want to mention the definition of the word gimmick, because I'm calling this a gimmick. And that was the right word, because the official definition I found here says, a trick or device intended to attract attention, publicity, or business. There you go. That is so much what's happening. People are using the term in titles of videos or news stories. New terms are just really common these days. And one reason is because it helps get attention through the algorithms. A new term means a new algorithm to utilize. It's a new search term. Now for the definition of AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. You could use that term loosely to just describe anything computerized, but it actually means it's a concept that was come up with before it existed. It's the idea that one day we might have some technology, advancements in computers where they can think for themselves, and we've seen this depicted in science fiction, actual intelligence, meaning thinking for yourself, being able to make decisions. I'm going to read the definition I got from the dictionary. A computer that performs tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings. It's what makes our brains different from computers, the way computers work. The term is frequently applied to the project of developing systems endowed with the intellectual processes characteristic of humans, such as the ability to reason, discover meaning, generalize, learn from past experience. Yeah, now there might be some of that going on, but it still just is programming that might just be more advanced, but it's still programming. Well, it goes on to say, since their development in the 40s, digital computers have been programmed to carry out very complex tasks, such as discovering proofs for mathematical theorems or playing chess with great proficiency. Despite continuing advances in computer processing speed and memory capacity, there are as yet no programs that can match full human flexibility over wider domains or in tasks requiring much everyday knowledge. One thing described as AI is these computerized voices and deepfakes so that the voices sound pretty human, sort of. And so it gives people the idea there's actual thinking going on because they're just hearing a voice that sounds human. I say it's really arrogant of people to conclude that it's intelligent if it sounds and acts human. That's pretty funny, since most people don't even have intelligence. These AI programs are better at mimicking humans these days, but they're still not thinking or writing their own programs. AI is just some term that caught on. Bots that are programmed to seem like a real person make comments on the internet. I hear those are more common than I ever thought, so I guess they were fooling me. Now I'm going to check out a video by a YouTuber that I know. I haven't seen this yet, but I saw that she made a video on AI and thought maybe I could use this, so let's check it out.
Artificial intelligence is here and most likely will dramatically change all of our lives. It's going to take over a bunch of jobs, customer support, some.
It was months ago I saved this video, and then when I went to make the video, which I'm doing right now, I would watch this and see if there was anything in it I could use. And her first sentence really works in this video because I happen to know this YouTuber. I really hate this bitch. I've critiqued her many times before. So it's perfect. It's just perfect that the first thing she says is AI is here. After I just got done explaining why it's not. She's a meat eater apologist, claims to be vegan. Says a whole bunch of dumb stuff. Alright, let's continue.
Then there's generative AI, which is threatening to put a lot of artists out of work. AI might also help with diagnostics in medicine.
Of course, there's some truth here, but this isn't what it seems, you know. The art community has always been kind of crazy. They're known for having weird, eclectic tastes. This was made fun of in 1980 on the sitcom Bosom Buddies. I remember that one so well. When Tom Hanks got into art, he was in a contest, and the painting that won was a white background with a red circle. And it was someone who was praising the picture and all the great things about it. And Tom Hanks says, "It's a painting of the flag of Japan." And yeah, some of these artists deserve to be unhappy about this. And if AI can beat them out, then it's all deserved.
But what does AI mean for veganism or really for ethics? Well, is AI sentient? Because if it's not, then there's no discussion, there's no issue, there's no moral quandary, at least when it comes to the AI's own well-being. No sentience, no well-being to worry about. We can treat the AI however we want.
It took me a few seconds to get what she was saying. She is really saying this. Oh, is she trying to make us vegans look crazy? I haven't watched her in like a couple of years or so.
If only it were that simple. The question of sentience is a difficult one because of the way in which most of these AI models work. Unlike a living mind, AI has two phases that occur at different times and in different contexts. At a later date, the developers may take your chat log and feed it back into the model to train it more, but it's not thinking in real time. When we look at the whole picture, AI creation looks a lot more like development of instincts in animals, specifically fixed action patterns.
The goal is to divide and conquer by making Western audiences depressed and extreme. According to a former paid Russian internet troll, the trolls are on duty 24 hours a day, in 12-hour shifts, and each has a daily quota of 135 posted comments of at least 200 characters.
I just looked at the comments. It turns out she's getting lambasted by other people too. And this one. This material is so terrible on so many different levels. Absurd.
It doesn't change the way it thinks or acts in accordance with conscious interests. It's not sentient.
So this is how we make it more equitable, make AI equitable for all in the state of New York.
Okay, look, AI, it's here. There's no stopping it. It is what it is. And we have to find a way to adapt in a way that causes the least amount of damage to workers as possible, okay? But it's gonna be incredibly disruptive. A lot of people are gonna lose their jobs. And the way that I saw that comment that she made, let's inject the word equity so we could pretend like this is actually gonna be a great thing for people.
The goal appears to be to cause Americans to lose hope by promoting exaggerated stories with fabricated photos about homeless violence and the risk of civil war.
By the way, don't forget to feed my channel's AI by giving it a thumbs up, post a comment for the algorithm, and join the subscribers as part of a movement that is on our way to 500,000 subscribers.